Ahoy ZESTAs member, and welcome to the De-Emissionater tool. In this short video we will tell you how to use the tool and consequently how to de-emission your vessel in 5 steps. Before we start with step 1, we need to choose your ship type. As you can see here, there's a lot of options. Feel free to simply pick one. It's okay. You can always change it later if need be. Once you've chosen your ship type, we press let's go. Then we see the first 4 options available, and we'll go from left to right and starting at step 1, the ship data. In step 1, the most important thing to change is your representative daily power demand, or your operational profile. It means the amount of days that you are idle moored, sailing or doing something else. And this you can input here. As you can see, you can change a different operational mode. You can also simply choose to only look at sailing for your vessel, and then we assume the vessel is sailing the entire year. Further down, you can also change fuel and OPEX, ships and fuel parameters, operational profile and power, and then finally engine characteristics and specific fuel consumption. So here we simply make sure that it looks like your vessel. In step 2, we don't just take a step forward, but we also take a step back, because one of the first questions we need to answer for ourselves is what do we need to comply with, or how much do we need to de-emission? Well, these are the most common rules and regulations that we have found, and here you can customize your timeline, set a de-emission target or a CO2 target that will increase your target to be achieved. And you can also have a look at different kinds of companies that have their own decarbonization timelines, and then you can see what you need to comply with. Further down, there are also CII and EEXI and ETS, EU ETS to give you an indication of the costs, etc. And then all the way at the bottom we have all identified rules and regulations that you can have a look at. Moving on to step 3, de-emission measures or decarbonization measures. What you can do is you can choose between a shore power measure, a prevent measure and a change fuel measure. So for shore power we have several options. For prevention we can choose between solar PV, wind power and hull coating, depending on your ship type. And then finally under the change measure we can change to hydrogen or full electric. And here you have an overview of your total amount of achieved CO2 reduction and the appropriate costs and the effect on your day rate. These are of course all estimates based on what you have provided and are very much dependent on a lot of other technology parameters. So here we can play around and see how different kinds of settings will impact our technology and costs with some more information. And the same applies of course here for hydrogen. We can choose different pressures, fuel cell costs, refueling times, etc. In short, this is the important part where you choose your measures and see how it will impact your total day rate, which we can further optimize in the business case session in step 4. In the final step, we can further customize your business case. As you can see here, we have the yearly capex and opex, thus cumulative cash flow. And as you can see in this particular example, there's a very high capex cost up front. You have a small diminishing of the day rate, but it's not enough to get a good business case within 10 years. Perhaps we can customize it here further. As you can see, there's a lot of options to choose from. Perhaps carbon tax will influence the decision, and there we go. At a carbon tax of about 300 euros per metric ton, this particular scenario might become interesting and or economically feasible for you. There are a lot more parameters to play around with, and of course we advise you to have a lot of fun playing with them. Moving on to the final step, step 5. The final step is to input your email address at the top in order to receive a customized PDF or a report with all your findings. So input your email, press PDF, and then wait for about 8 to 10 minutes until you get the report. And after some waiting, we have the report here. So this is all the information that we have just filled in about the vessel, operational profiles, rules and regulations, carbon reduction measures, costs, more details on the carbon reduction measures, more of the sources that we have used and calculation methods, detailed capex breakdown, easy to use, well, a lot, but easy to use. And then finally some reference input data, and to end with some case studies that might help you on your own personal journey de-emissionating your vessel. This is it, and there's only one more thing left to say. We understand things are complicated, so we as Sustainable Ships, but also ZESTAs, is there to support you on your journey. Feel free to use the contact help desk button in the tool itself or contact us via email at any given time. Good luck and have a great day.